Good, and we're good to go. Paulina, thank you for joining me today. It's a pleasure to host you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here today. Thanks.
Brilliant. So obviously the first question I like to always start with is for the people that are listening. Tell them about your background and kind of what you do, really.
Okay. So I am from Guatemala, Central America. I am 28 years old, and I went to the US to get my bachelor's degree on sports management. So I lived in the US for like about 5 years. And there, like, that's when I started like to get involved into sports and fitness and all this kind of like lifestyle. I studied in Florida, and it was super, and like it was an amazing experience for me. And that's when I like fell in love with the just the process of like anyone just trying to be their best version of themselves, and like um, maybe using sport or fitness as a way of letting out and feeling great on everything else that maybe life gets like on the way, any experience or bad experience. I felt like that was the way for me to like just feel better. So that's honestly the reason, like the biggest reason why I started um, to get more involved on this.
Brilliant. Um, Sorry, I don't know if that
I
came
don't.
through. Did you remember the first time
Yeah.
you worked out at all? Oh, I don't know what's going on with my mic there, but I do apologise. But yeah, the first time you ever worked out. Do you remember when that was? Like how long ago? How you felt after? Things like that.
Yeah. Um, it kind of started being not like unhealthy before I started like to study. So it started being unhealthy, of course, and like being super obsessive about like food and like just burning calories. But then, like around 20, I want to say 2016, I was like getting a lot more of experience from it and like feeling the way I like wanted to feel. So 2016 was like the first time I was like, this is something I want to do for a living and something that I really want to just like um, maybe share with everyone else.
So how did you go about sort of like implementing that and making that into your business and with all your followers and things like that? I'm trying to, you've got 147,000 followers on just
Mm-hmm.
Instagram alone.
Yeah.
So how did you go about making that happen?
Well, I didn't plan on it, to be honest. It started being like for me. I started my like Instagram account because I wanted it to be like a process for me to just kind of share with others, but to have like accountability with me. And like I was learning, I was like studying at the time, so I was like, I want to do this, I want to be like studying and learning, but at the same time like growing through it. So I started it just because just because I wanted to share and because of me. And then I kind of started to do it for like sport, like CrossFit, for example. I started doing CrossFit. So I was like, I was enjoying the sport. So that sport is like so much stuff going on that you have to learn and like grow. And I started like literally from zero. So I wanted to be able to like start from zero and be able to see my progress throughout. Um, and that was pretty. I think that's the one thing that a lot of people like about my Instagram, because you can see from like the start to now how my progress is. Um, and most of us like are like not elite athletes maybe that are doing this for the to get to the CrossFit Games, but like just a daily sport that you love and that you want to like get better at. Um, and then I feel like I started getting more involved into the sport and like understanding about it. So my Instagram like kind of shifted into like my daily training, my daily life, and then I don't know, it was like a unexpected boom that my account had, and since then I've been like, okay, I want to do this because I can help so many people and just motivate so many people that maybe won't like don't want to do CrossFit or don't want to do anything because they see these other people that are like next level people, you know, and probably they don't want to be that, or they're just something they look up to, but that's not gonna be their lives. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be that person, you know, like I'm gonna be the person who can do the sport, can get better at it, and simply also do life as any other individual, you know?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. It's good to see as well. Like you can see that sort of with your Instagram, for example. That obviously there is a lot of fitness stuff there, but you are also focused on just living life. Whereas a lot of other people that have, say, a massive following in that sort of world, it's like fitness, 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 fitness,
Yeah.
and you kind of look at it and go, "Shit, is that how I've got to be to like look like that or be like that?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to see like
Yeah.
a balance there.
Yeah. And I mean, you can still like compete. I love competing. I want to compete like in like sometimes in throughout the years, some competitions that I'll be doing because it's part of the sport and I want to get better and I want to challenge myself and get out of the like my comfort zone. But I know that my goal or like it's not gonna be the elite level CrossFit Games or any other sports elite athlete, you know.
Yeah. So, what are your like future plans? Where are you kind of looking to go to next? What's the next step for you?
Okay, so as a like personal, I would say I do want to get into competing a little bit more, just because I feel like I'm getting into that phase where I can push a little more and just have fun with the sport. So I'm gonna be competing like in 2 months here in Guatemala. So that's like right now. That's what my plans are right now. And then as far as like what I do, I'm pushing a little bit on my online program, you can say. I want to get that into a more, I don't want to say like big platform, but yeah, I want to push that part of the program and like just like really work on it because I feel like a lot of people are looking for a program that they can do and feel good, but maybe they don't know how to do it or they don't have like the program or the place to do it right now. So I think that's gonna be my plan right now. Just focus on my online program.
No, I think that's a good step in the right direction for sure. Is it just like the one program you run, or are there like specific programs for specific goals, things like that?
So it's an online program that I basically do the programming and it's online and a platform you can like do, you can put everything on it, like how you do it, how you felt, the way that you use everything. Just I have like one-on-one contact with them, like I can chat with them and be able to like learn and understand where are they and how they're feeling, not only like putting the program out there and like you can do whatever you want and I don't know what are you doing or how are you doing. So I want it to be more like personal.
Yeah, I think that's a good step because I think in this day and age as well, you do see a lot of people with massive platforms and kind of it's just like buy my
Yeah.
program and then crack on with it, and you kind of got no accountability, no one really to talk to, no one to measure your development or say today's workout was hard, and kind of be like, well, it's meant to be because you've got to achieve that goal, you
Yeah.
know. So I think that's a great thing because I definitely feel that in the fitness industry, based on what I've seen, people are losing that sort of one to one
Hmm.
coaching, whether it be through a
Yeah.
computer screen or a phone call. I just think
Hmm.
like they are losing that nowadays. It's kind of just like a generic buy my program, go crack on with it.
Oh
You
yeah.
might look like me, you might
Yeah.
not.
And I feel like a lot of people now is like looking to get more into health and fitness. Like it's getting, the community is getting bigger and bigger. So it's important for us, like that we can be like an example or an influencer or whatever to those people to do it the right way, or to like teach them the right way, or whatever you do, like you need to do it right, because these people are gonna hear you, are not gonna see you and want to be like you, or like you have to be real. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, I totally like 100% agree with that. I think it's a massive part, and also yeah, the fitness industry is growing the same as like CrossFit. 10 years ago or even maybe 6 years ago, it wasn't really
Mm-hmm.
a big thing, and now it's kind of all you see for people with workouts is CrossFit training. And I've always been a bit like,
It's
you've got the memes, isn't you, where someone's on like a yoga ball and they're doing bicep curls and they're like, I train CrossFit.
yeah, yeah. I think it's getting bigger. So we do have to be careful, like careful on what we show and what we like push, because people watch and people do.
Yeah, exactly that. How do you like motivate yourself and keep that motivation to like keep training and working hard? Because I think that's also a good message that
Mhm.
people need to sort of hear, because like what sparks your fire in the belly to keep going and keep getting shit done. Sometimes people
Yeah,
kind of lack in that.
yeah. I feel like it's like you have to find something that you really enjoy doing. And for me, I feel like even if I maybe I don't want to do it one day, because that happens too. Like I don't always I'm motivated or want to do my training, but it keeps me coming back. Just the idea that I'm progressing and that I'm getting better and that my mind is also getting stronger and better. So I feel like every time I after training, I feel like my mind is just at ease, and I feel better. And if I have, to be honest, like hardships in life, I feel like that's the one thing that gets me through them. I feel like I'm strong enough on my mind and physically to just like, okay, go through that hardship in my life. Anything. Like it can be the smallest thing, but I feel like I can do it. Like I feel strong. So that's my main like motivator, just to simply go through life and be strong, have a strong mindset. It helps me on my mindset, and I think that's, for me, that's the most important thing.
100% agree. And there's something to be said from that, with also like the chemicals that release in your brain and that
Mm-hmm.
after a good exercise and good session. And also just like it
Mm-hmm.
makes you realize where you're at with like fitness in general, and maybe you shouldn't be eating that bad because actually it is having an effect on you now and stuff like that, because you can't like
Yeah.
my mum, she's in her 50s, and she's like 20 years ago this wouldn't have been a problem, but she hasn't like really trained or anything now for like the last 20
Yeah.
years. And I'm like, well, what do you expect? Like, you haven't done anything, so you're gonna be unfit and a little bit
Right.
unhealthy. That's my
Yeah.
kind of my two
I agree.
cents on it. It's
Totally.
like people
Yeah. I agree.
people need to you know see what their standard and level is, and then kind of you're only going to get that from your first session, and I think it's that progression that also
Mhm.
makes you feel good. You know, when you see those changes, it's not happening
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that people like needs to understand and just be like conscious that it's not gonna be fast. You're probably gonna suck at first, and you're gonna hate it, and you're gonna have like you want to quit, and eating healthy it's gonna suck too. Like it's part of it, but once you like started to feel better and understand that's something that will help you on your daily life, then you're gonna come back to it.
Do you think that like having sort of a team around you in a community as well when you go train and just having those people and those friendships helps kind of push you there as well?
I think so, yeah. um I always like, I think that having that community, and honestly it's just like not long ago, but I was like, they make me push harder simply because they are expecting to see me like getting better or doing things or whatever. So I have to like, I don't know, sorry, my English is really bad.
Honestly,
But like
it's not bad. I know. I kind of like get the gist of what you're
they help
saying.
me push through because yeah, yeah, they honestly they push me through, and I love that. It sometimes can get overwhelming just because you're a human too, and like it's not always easy, and Instagram, like social media, it shows only a part of your life, a part of who you are. And so that's the hard part. Like you show one side of you, or I mean you try to be real, but to be honest, they don't see everything. So I think that's the hardest part because you want to show, but then they only get one part. So they they don't know that you struggle too, for example, in anything, and they see only the good part, so they think they have to have that life, or they need to be like that, or and it's not true, maybe entirely true. That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So it's hard, but I feel like they help me, and the community push me to like come back and get better and just do the work.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say about my Instagram is it's pretty much authentic as fuck. Like, I put so much shit on there. Like, I don't even care. I say what I think
Yeah,
and what I feel, and that's great. Like, but at the same
yeah,
time, it pisses a lot of people off sometimes, and I just think whatever. But I get what you're saying because obviously, where your kind of Instagram is you and one side of you, they don't see your struggles and those times when you don't actually want to go
yeah.
train.
And I mean, you like you said, you are authentic, and you maybe you show, but then again, you they are not with you like the entire day. So it's just different. It's different.
No, I feel you. They're not there when I'm effing and blinding and swearing and kicking the wall when I'm having a bad time. They're only seeing little moments and little
Yeah,
segments.
yeah, but it's a part of it, and I think people need to understand that. Like social media is social media, and everyone runs it like differently. So I can do one thing, and other people can do another thing and show just the thing that they want to show. So
Hmm. What advice would you give to those that are like on social media, Instagram and stuff like that, and they're trying to kind of grow in the industry and get that following count?
I think like the most important thing, like you said, is being authentic and being yourself, because I see a lot of people trying to grow their social media and their community just because they want to grow it. Like because they want to make money out of it, because they want more followers, likes, anything, and just because of numbers. And that's probably, if you get it, then it's gonna be like, it's not gonna feel good or worth it, and maybe it's not gonna last. Like you're gonna crush. So I feel like just being yourself, being authentic, and doing what you love, like being real and where you're at in life and who you are. Um, I think that's the most important thing. Like if you get more community or you get a life out of it, then that's great. But like getting it simply because you're trying really hard to get there, I don't think it's worth it.
No, I
It's
don't.
gonna like really, it's gonna, you're gonna feel so overwhelmed and it's not gonna be worth it.
No, I think that's true as well because I think a lot of people will eventually be unhappy because they've modelled themselves
Totally.
a certain way, and
Mm-hmm.
also people come up with a perception even though they don't know you. Do you know what I mean? Based on how you're growing your account and your followers, and if you're offering shit
Mm-hmm.
programs but you're making money from it, like people are going to judge you for that, and that may not actually
Yeah.
be who you are as an individual, but it's because you're just like so money orientated and don't want to be yourself and you're not passionate about it. You
Yeah.
fundamentally end up being unhappy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's worth it. And honestly, I do think it's, I mean, who knows? But I feel like most of the people that do a living out of this, um, it's just a matter of time, like you have this time and then you're not gonna do anything else with it, like if you know what I mean. I don't know if I
No, yeah, yeah. Like the bubble's gonna burst eventually. People aren't gonna
yeah,
give a shit about your stuff anymore, and then that's it.
yeah,
Game over. Back to working in the supermarket or whatever.
yeah. So yeah, being yourself and being authentic and truly doing what you like and do it right.
Have you had any hurdles you've had to overcome to get where you currently are? So like anything where you've like struggled and then pushed through to kind of achieve what you've achieved now.
Yeah, I think personally I have, maybe not on like my fitness level or anything, because I feel like that's just a process for me. But of course, I've been into some hardships in life that I felt like they set me back. For example, I want to say like going into college, my parents like were into going into divorce, so that was hard because it was not like a casual divorce. Like, yeah, I did start working, it was like war. So that made it like really hard for me to just simply, it was a struggle. And then when I was graduating from college, honestly my first plan was staying in the US for at least like 1 or 2 years more after graduating, and I couldn't stay because my father was going through a really hard time here in the country. So just, I don't want to make it like really long story, but short story long, like long story short story is, my dad was, he was, I don't know the word, but I'm just gonna put it like really straightforward. He went to jail. Okay, so I had to come back, and that was 2 years where like we had to be like, my life changed. My parents were divorced, so like it was just super weird and hard for me and my like siblings to do all the things that we were not doing before. And so that was 2 years where I was like just sailing through like life, like I don't know what's going on, I don't know where we're going, what's gonna happen next. But like I said, going back to the gym and just getting stronger in my mind, it was like I can do it.
I think that is like a massive hurdle for you to push through, because you're kind of in a
Yeah.
place and then suddenly it's taken away from you, and
Yeah.
then you've got to kind of push through that and go, fuck, like
Yeah.
how can I do better? You know, how can I make this situation better? And you can't, you know, you personally can't. So how are you going to
Yeah.
work on yourself to be
Totally.
better?
Yeah. And I think getting stuff from the hardships is like the best thing you can do when you're like going through it, you know, like the way you see the situation and how you like yeah, the way you see it and how you put yourself into it will determine so much um on how you developed, you know.
I think pain and stuff like that can be a massive motivator as well. You know, gets you out of the
Oh yeah.
bed, and it's how you look at it, isn't it? Like you can either look at it
Yeah.
like this is going to break me and set me back and make life difficult, and I can go down this road and do shit, or I can be
Yeah.
better. And how am I going to be better and be accountable for your own stuff, you know, and be the best version of you, and hopefully everything else will kind of fall into place.
Yeah. Totally. I think like pushing through is and just going through stuff is like the best way to live your life. Yeah.
For some reason, my recording software is saying that this setup, is going to end in like 8 minutes. So what I'm going to
Okay.
do is pause the podcast, as in I'll pause
Okay.
recording it, hang up, and then redial you back in. Hopefully, if that makes any sense. But I'll
Okay.
talk you through it in
Yeah.
2 seconds. I'll
Sort of.
just put pause on it. Hold on. So yeah, we sorted that out, which is great. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit longer to chat, and it won't cut us off in like 5 minutes. Um, we've addressed the hurdles, like some of the hurdles that you've had to overcome to get where you currently are. Um, and I think another good sort of way to, you know, see what else you do rather than just, you know, obviously the fitness stuff and things like that is like, if you've got any other
Mhm.
hobbies and interests, anything else you kind of do.
Yeah. I mean, I love going to the beach, and so we have volcanoes here and a lake and an awesome lake. So I feel like on the time, free time, or on weekends, I feel like love going to the lake is something that I really enjoy, and just like swimming there, paddling there. Like if I get to go to a volcano, it's also super, like it's fun and it's awesome to do here. So I think that's the one thing that I really really enjoy, like being on nature and going out.
So I was gonna say, have you got your
If
own like
if
paddleboard?
it involves water, it's much better.
Are you one of those? You love the sea and love the lakes and just all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Have you ever like done any
Yeah.
surfing or anything like that?
Oh no, I don't think we have a lot of surfing here, or maybe not that I know of. I did like try a couple of times being in Florida because um, I studied in Saint Augustine. I don't know if that's something that it resonates with you, but it's like a surfing place. So I tried a couple of times. Didn't succeed, but honestly, it is really fun. It's harder than I thought, or maybe that it looks, but it's really awesome.
Did
Do
you
you have a
get?
lot of surfing?
Sorry, go on.
Do you have a lot of surfing where you are? Where no?
Nah, nah. Like down in a place called Cornwall, which is ages away from me. You have like a lot of people that
Mm,
surf down there. It's meant to be fun, but I've never done it, never tried it. I would like to, but it's getting the time
yeah,
to travel 6 hours or whatever it is to just go and surf. It's quite a long trip.
yeah, that's a lot of time.
Do you get I bet you've got those people that were like, dude, man, come out on the sea. You know? Surfer mentality, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was my impression good?
What?
Was my impression good? I thought my impression was quite good of how they are. Totally, man. Yeah, you just gotta ride the wave and feel it.
Yeah, and you're like, no, that's not how it goes.
So
Not
when
that easy.
so when do you feel like at your happiest? Is it like during your workouts, or is it when you are at home and just like, you know, in nature, paddleboarding and things like that? Like, when's your sort of happiest moment?
My happiest, like daily.
Yeah, you know, like, oh yeah, yeah. Let's say daily. Yeah.
I feel like, well, the gym is one like of my places where I feel like I'm really happy, and I feel like, yeah, I feel like I'm in a good place. And then when I'm like with the people that I love, I feel like that's my favorite time. Like just being with my friends and family and people that really I really know and people that I really love. So I think that's my favorite time, to be honest. Just the relaxing quiet time.
Yeah, especially when you earn it. Do you know what I mean? As well, if you're training hard and things like that, then you get to try and unwind a little bit. And that was kind of going to be
Yeah.
my other question of like, what do you do to switch off, and do you struggle to like relax? Because a lot of people I've spoken to who, you know, building businesses and training all the time, they struggle to switch off and relax and unwind.
Yeah. Um, I don't feel like I hear you as I was like hearing you after.
Bear with me. I'll sort the audio 1 second. We'll
Don't
see.
worry.
It's all right. It's probably something on Zoom. Let's try this one. Is this any better?
Hmm.
No, no better.
No.
I don't know what's gone on then. I must have just messed it up. I'll shout louder. It's fine. I could talk louder. Maybe I'm mumbling.
Okay.
We'll say it's that. Um, yeah. So, like, obviously, do you struggle to like switch off and relax after like your gym sessions and stuff like that? Because a lot of people I speak to, they struggle to relax and unwind because they're so
Yeah.
focused on achieving all the time.
I think not really. I don't think that I'm one of those persons. I feel like I'm really relaxed. Like overall, I am a very relaxed person. So I just like kind of go with the flow. I don't stress a lot um, about like just always doing stuff. So no, I would say I'm pretty good at relaxing.
I reckon it's because you've hung around with all those surfer people. You know, they mellowed you out, chilled you
Yeah,
out. This is how you relax.
yeah. I think like being able to live for 5 years, like because it was a small, it was a beach place. Like it was really small and like beach and like surfing people and like super relaxed. Um, so I think that's why I feel like I don't struggle with that. I had like 5 years of like very relaxed life
I think
at the beach.
I think it is important as well to be kind to yourself and relax. Like, there's that kind of go and work hard and do all those things, but I think
I think
you do
it's
have to switch
important to
off.
be able to switch off and like relax yourself and like don't always have to be at your 100% or like just going and going and going. It is important to like be able to stop and take a second, you know.
Yeah. Um, that kind of for so when you're relaxing and stuff like that and you're unwinding, how do you get yourself motivated again to start going? Because I think there's a lot of people that sometimes just when they've had that day off, they struggle to get back into that routine again.
Yeah. um I see it when I go to a trip that I was like, okay, I'm gonna relax and not stress about like a lot of things, maybe even training and that kind of thing. um Honestly, sometimes it is really hard. I think it's always hard to come back, um, because you're not gonna feel like your best at your best. So it's always gonna be hard if you like stop for, I don't know, 2, 3, even a week. Um, but what helps me the most is like I'm just always thinking like I can't wait to get back and just like start again, not start again, but like keep getting better. I can't wait and do what I love to do, that it's like training. If you enjoy what you're doing, then you're looking forward to coming back, even if it's gonna be hard at the beginning. um, so I think finding something that you really enjoy doing, that's the one thing that's gonna be it's gonna make it easier for you in every way.
I fully agree because with for me, like I had some time off of training one of my hobbies, and I was like sitting there, and I'd had like 2 weeks off in total because I hadn't been able to attend the class, and I was sitting
Yeah.
there and I was thinking, oh, I could just have another week, and then I know it'll turn into a month, and then I was just like,
Yeah.
I miss this, I do miss going, so then I just turned up.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just hard to just start, just start. And it sounds really easy, but like sometimes it's just not. So just starting as small as that is, like it can be 3 minutes, it can be half an hour, it can be doing what you're doing right now. Like just start.
No, I agree. Who's your as well, like your, because I think sometimes idols can be like a good motivator. So like, is there any people that you look to that inspire you to like get up and get going?
Yeah. My sister is like one person that really, 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 really motivates me. She's always trying to get out of her comfort zone and doing anything. Like if she wants to do it doesn't matter if it's like the craziest thing for everyone else. She's gonna do it. You know. So I think her example is like an awesome one to, for me to be like, oh, I want to be more like that, and I want to just like jump and do whatever I want, like whatever I, if I like she's running right now. She was like, you know what? I want to run Chile. Like she's running across Chile from start to finish, like north to south. It's like 5,300 kilometers, and she's just doing it. That's so crazy.
Why?
She's just doing it. She's running a half marathon. No, not a half. She's running a marathon or more every single day, and she's doing it, one, because she wanted, and she's like that kind of person that just comes up with this like crazy ideas and goes for it. And she's also doing it because she wants to like help, or maybe not help, but let people know that we can help like malnutrition in our country by doing this kind of stuff, like just getting more awareness of what malnutrition is in our country. So she's doing it because of her, but at the same time she's like doing it because there's a reason why, and there's like a project behind it. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what, like, I wake up, and if I don't want to do something, like my sister's running like 50 kilometers every single day, I can do this.
That is crazy, isn't it? That is absolute, like, and just because why not? Like, just why not? Let's just go do it. Let's just
Yeah.
go run. And one of my
I,
friends is
I
like that.
honestly really admire those persons that are like, they just go for it.
Hmm.
Like they don't overthink about it and just go, and they do it.
Yeah. Every time as well.
Yeah.
It's like an absolute painful. It's good. Like I'm happy for them, but I'm like it's painful for me because I want I want that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had
I mean, it can be easy.
no. I had a friend. He basically wanted to do like a world record. So he was just
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm just gonna do it, and I was like, okay. And then it's being validated at the moment, so it's being checked at the moment on whether he achieved it. But he went for the chin up world record in like 24 hours, and he just done it for like he done it in like 16 hours, and I was like, why? Like,
Oh
why
my
would you do
god.
that? Just chin ups, like, yeah, just gonna keep doing them. 16
Yeah.
hours worth, like.
Yeah, I think it's really crazy, but there are like really there are people that have a mindset that it's just out of this world, and that's that's amazing. I look up to that people, to be
Mm.
honest.
What do you think you'd be doing if you wasn't sort of being successful within like CrossFit and growing your business? What do you think you'd be doing instead?
Instead, I don't see me doing anything else, to be honest. But I do like. I think it's like it goes hand in hand. But I do love like taking pictures and like being the photographer. Like I love doing that. Like I love capturing moments or like places or things like that, and I enjoy like looking through them and like just doing like kind of it's kind of marketing stuff, but I really love that. Like I love capturing moments. So maybe I would be kind of a photographer or something like that.
Yeah, why not, right? Like, if that's what you're.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you still do that kind of now, just more of
Yeah,
a.
I
Yeah.
kind of do it. Just it's not my job.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, that's the best way, I suppose. I mean, if it could
Yeah.
be, it would be a great thing as well to have. Maybe you should open that up on the side.
Yeah.
You know, just
Maybe I
photography,
should.
like just grow an Instagram account with loads of your photos, and then someone was probably a sponsor who's half
Yeah, and it
decent.
doesn't have to be fitness related. That would be really fun.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
cool. I think I've run out of everything that I wanted to go through. Um, so yeah, the floor's yours. If you want, just plug where people can find you, where can people follow your stuff, purchase your program, all of that. So yeah, the floor's yours. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. It was really a pleasure, and a great time. My I don't know. I don't have a lot of social media. I only run my Instagram, and it's Train with Power. You can follow me there and like just see my um be part of my community. Uh, I don't know. I don't have any other social media, so
That's all
that would
right.
be it for me.
Yeah, that's the number one
Uh,
place, right? That's the number one place
yeah.
to find you is your Instagram, and I assume you've got
I
a.
never. I don't know why, but TikTok for me was a no go. I don't know how to run it. I don't get it. Like I don't get it. So I couldn't. I never could.
Nah, I've tried TikTok and I was like posting like 1 minute clips of like my podcast on there, and I was like,
No.
can't be bothered with this,
Ah,
you know.
I think it's a lot.
Mm.
I think it's a lot. But some people like they do great on TikTok. So
I noticed
whatever works for you.
the ring on your finger, the right finger. Is that like one of
Oh,
those fitness
this one
rings?
is the aura. The aura ring.
Yeah. What?
It's basically for. I think it's more for sleep than anything else. And I'm trying to get better at sleeping, so it helps me a little bit.
Yeah. Does it track like how much sleep you have and things like that?
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
it tracks like how you sleep basically, your stages on your sleep, and it like kind of it like if you didn't sleep right last night, then it's gonna be like, hey, you need to do this and this and this to get a better sleep tonight, or you should get half an hour more, or like don't use your phone or anything. Like it helps you to have in mind some things that usually you don't.
Yeah. No, that's. I think that's great. I tried to get them. I think I
Yeah.
tried to get them to sponsor this episode. I like emailed them and was like, "Yeah, can you sponsor this episode?" And they were just like, "Unfortunately, we can't do that at the moment." And I was like, "All right, great." But I thought I'd ask you anyways. Just chuck a little plug in there for
Yeah.
them. You know, get it out there. But yeah, no, I've really appreciated you coming on. So a massive thank you for taking the time out of your day to
No.
come chat with me. Um, what I'll do is I'll end it here and then I'll just chat with you for a couple of minutes off screen if that's all right.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.